Hello to all. In this video, I'm going to share functions on worksheets like renaming, how to rename a worksheet, how to delete a worksheet, how to copy, move, hide, and make a sheet visible. So let's see how we can use these functions. So there are three methods to rename a sheet or a worksheet. So the first method which we are going to see is through worksheet. How we can rename using worksheet property. So you can write here worksheets double quotation. Then you can refer the name of the sheet which is already written, that is sheet 1. So I will just copy this and paste here. You can also write it dot name equals to, I want to name it as QAZ. it's a it's a string. QAZ is a word, so I need to put it into double quotations. So this is one method to rename a sheet. The second method is through sheet function. Again double quotation starts and I can rename it as QAZ dot name equals to sheet 1, and this is so this is the two methods uh, to name or rename a sheet. The third method is through, first let's run this both code and we can check it's working or not. So you have to put your attention here that it will be changing this sheet 1 name to QAZ. Now let's run this code. It has renamed sheet 1 as QAZ. Now the second sheet will rename the QAZ to sheet 1. So it has worked properly. So this is the two method how to name or rename a sheet. The third method is through Project Explorer. You can see here there are various names here: sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, this workbook. So this is, I have already renamed a sheet PLM. So what you can do, uh, you can go to the properties window and you can go here and write your name, of your of your liking. I want to write pop and hit enter once you've written. So by this method, what you have done, you have created an object inside the VBA, Visual Basic Editor. This means you don't need to refer this sheet anymore with worksheet or sheets. Directly you can write pop and it will be shown. You can see here pop. It's an object you have created already now. So you can pop dot select. Now let's run and see that it's working or not. It's working fine. So these are the three methods you can use to rename a sheet. First one is through worksheet function, second one is through sheets function, and third one is through properties window in the Visual Basic Editor. Now this is about the naming. Let's see other properties of worksheet. Deleting a worksheet or sheet in VBA is similar to deleting a workbook in Excel. So to delete a sheet in Excel, we need to right click on the sheet, then we still need to select the delete button, and then we need to press this pop-up delete, and the sheet will get deleted. Similarly in VBA also it works the similar way. We just need to refer to that worksheets then the name of that sheet which we want to delete, and then just press delete and just write the delete word, and it will delete that worksheet. We can also delete the sheet by this method. It is sheets dot delete. That's all we need to do here. I'll just comment out this so that we can test the function, because we can't delete the same sheet twice. Now if we run this code, there will be pop-up as we expected, that there will be a pop-up which will be asking us if we want to delete the sheet or not. So in VBA we have to execute various lines, and we don't want such pop-ups to be popping up every time. So to disable this type of pop-ups, we will be using application statement, application dot display alerts equals to false. This will disable the pop-up, and then we can copy this and just write after the statements and make it true, so that it returns to its original format. So now if we execute this, there will be no pop-up. You can see it got deleted without any pop-up, then it's in the original shape. This is how you can delete a sheet. You can also delete a sheet by referring direct to this name which we have just mentioned earlier in this video. You can write it as pop dot delete. That's all we need to do to delete the any sheet. So this is the first method to delete, this is the second method to delete, and you can delete by this method as well. There are three methods to delete a sheet, and you should use application dot display alerts function to to disable the pop-up which we receive for deleting a sheet. Now let's move to the next part of this video. Now we will be seeing how to copy a sheet. So I'll be showing you how to copy a sheet and place wherever you want. For example, I have 4 sheets here. Let me just create some more space. I have 4 sheets here, and I want to copy this sheet 3 and place it in front of 2017 sales. So how can I do that? Just refer it as worksheets, and I want to just name it here which sheet I want to copy, that is sheet 3 dot copy, and then I want to place it before 2017 sales, so just write it before and sheets. I mention it the sheet name, just copy the name of the sheet, it will be easier for me. Copy, then just place it here, close. That's all we need to do. Let me just create some space so that you can see the entire code. Yes. So let's run this code, and it will copy sheet 3 and place it before 2017. So let me just run it. Okay, there is some mistake. 2017 then equals to should be worksheets 2017. Yes, that's fine now. Let's run it. You can see it has copied sheet 3 and placed it before 2017 sales. So this is how you can copy. Now we will be seeing how to, this was to place before any sheet, and if I want to place a sheet, copy any sheet and place it after any sheet, then how it will work. We just need to copy this and paste here, just disable this rule, and we just need to change the before to after. That's all you need to do, and it will copy a particular sheet and it will place it before 2017 sales. So let's run this code. You can see it has placed, it has copied sheet 3 and placed it before 2017 sales. That is sheet 3 versus start 3 versus close is the name of the sheet. So this is how you can copy a sheet and place it wherever you want in the same workbook. Now if I want to copy a sheet and make it a entirely a new workbook, so we can do that by writing worksheets and mention that name of the sheet, sheet 3, and copy. This line of code will copy that sheet and make it a new workbook. So let's execute this. You can see it has created a new workbook for me now. So this is how you can copy a particular sheet and place create a new workbook. You can in in the place of worksheets you can also mention sheets. It's your choice. Both the functions will work in a similar manner. In the place of worksheets you can name the sheets. So this is all about copying a sheet. Now let's move to see how we can move a sheet wherever we want. Moving a sheet is similar to copying a sheet, so let's go and see how we can do that. So sheets, then we need to mention which sheet we want to move. Sheet 3 dot move. After now we have I have a trick here, that if we are not aware that how many sheets are there in that workbook and we want to move that workbook towards the end, then we can use this function, count function, that is sheets versus start sheets dot count. By this function we can move the sheet towards the extreme end. Now let's check this. Okay, there's a spelling mistake, it should be sheets. You can see it has moved towards the end. By this you can move the sheet towards the end of the workbook. Now let's see how we can place the sheet or move the sheet towards the extreme left or right, sorry, before any sheet. Let's just comment this and copy it, and in place of the after we need to just write before, and I need to mention here the name of that particular sheet before which I want to place it, that is 2017, sorry, let's place it before 2016 sales. That's all. Now if we run, it will move the sheet towards the 2016 sales. So you can see it has moved the sheet 3 from extreme right to before 2016 sales. So this is how you can move a sheet in the workbook. And if you want to create a new sheet, a new workbook taking this sheet, then you can just need to mention sheets sheet 3 dot move. That's all. Now let's run this, and you can see you have a new worksheet here. So that's all in how we can move the sheet and how we can create a new um, workbook taking the any particular sheet. The last topic in this video is how to hide and how to make a sheet visible. So in Excel, what we do to hide any sheet, we right click on that sheet and select the hide button, and the sheet gets hidden. Similarly in VBA also, we just need to refer to that sheet first that is sheet 3 dot vi visible and equals to excel sheet, and you can to select that, sorry, it's excel hidden function. This is how you can hide any sheet through VBA coding. So now let's run this code, and you can see the sheet got hidden. And if we want to make that sheet visible, then we just need to right click here and unhide, and then you can select the sheet. It will get unhidden, it will be visible. We can also make that visible through coding, that is sheets sheet 3 dot excel sheets visible. So this is how you can. Now let's check this code. For the first code will hide the sheet, and the second code will make it visible. So now let's run this. Okay, some issue excel that is visible. Okay, now let's run these lines. Now you can see sheet 3 got hidden, and now once this the yellow highlighted line will get executed, the sheet will get appear will appear. You can see sheet 3 gets appeared, it's now visible. So by these two lines we can hide any sheet and make the sheet visible. So by this line of code of hiding a sheet, you can make the sheet visible through VBA or through Excel also. If you want to make this visible, then you can right click and see the sheet. But there is a function that if we execute through VBA, then we cannot make that sheet visible through Excel. Now let's check that. Let me just copy this sheet, this line of code, and paste here, and just I need to Excel sheet very hidden. So by this function, by this line of code very hidden, if I execute this line of code, it will hide the sheet, and you cannot make the sheet visible through Excel. You can only make that visible through VBA line of codes. So now let's execute this. You can see I have make the sheet hidden, and if you right click anywhere, then you can see this unhidden button is deactivated. So there is no way you can make the sheet now visible. There's only one way, that is through VBA coding, and we need to execute this. Just let me pass on this so that it doesn't make, and you can see now it's visible, sheet 3. So in hidden there are two types of uh, hiding the sheet. One is temporary and one is permanent. You can say that this one is the temporary, and you can say this one is the permanent hiding a sheet. And to make the sheet visible, this is the line of code to make the sheet invisible. So that's all in this video. Have a good time, enjoy, do like, share, subscribe and comment on my videos. Thank you and have a good time.